when KD was playing with Steph, Steph allowed KD to be who KD is, right? All of KD's buckets now are tough buckets that he's getting. He's not getting easy baskets anymore. It's almost
he's like a star.
So listen to me. He got 10 eyes on him at all times. He's at the top of the key, isolating. He's at the elbow, isolating. Of course, KD can get you 30.
That's what stars are. He's a star. He didn't walk in the game like they didn't know KD was coming. He's a star.
Welcome back to another episode of GOAT Debate Media. I'm your host, Abaya Israel. I'm here with the two coaches, Coach Scott and Coach J.O. We got a good episode for you tonight. Hey, but listen, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Today, we're talking about the playoffs. We're going to recap it. We also want to go over LeBron James. Hey, why was he really complaining to the referees? Like, what are you complaining about, LeBron? We got some things we want to bring out about that as well. And is Michael Jordan, is his time starting to fade away? Because the polls are narrowing. Is LeBron becoming the new GOAT? We're going to find out all of that and more right after this.
Even though I killed the ghost, there's still room to debate. It's either Jordan or LeBron who being labeled the great. If you hungry for the smoke, then come and get you a plate. Cause some rock with LBJ and some giving them hate. Come tune into the show, cause we about to get into it. Jordan is the GOAT. But now it's time to prove it.
Listen, I'm going to start with Coach J.O. Because last week, on the last show, should I say, that we produced, both of these, I don't know what they both had coffee, right? So they had a mug and a cup or whatever. I don't think it was coffee, though. It had to be something else. Because Coach J.O. said the Suns, he called something crazy after seeing how they got obliterated. And Coach Scott called Lakers and said, I don't know. So since we finna start talking about the Phoenix Suns and the Timberwolves, I'm going to start off with you, Coach J.O., because I think you was tripping on that one. Do you still think the Suns are going to pull this out? You are the eye test guy. Do you still think the Suns are going to pull this series out? You let me know. I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen attentively.
All right.
Took a long time to get started.
Listen. All right, listen. Okay. Unlike everybody else, I'm gonna stick to my guns, right? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna flip-flop. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna flip-flop. I said what I said, and I'm gonna stand on it. Right? Now, have the Suns been beat upside the head, battered and bruised? Yeah. But I'm not moving. I'm not switching. Okay? I'm not moving away from what I said. Do the Suns look like they're about to get ran out of the playoffs? I mean, that's what it looked like. But hey, the Timberwolves only did what they're supposed to do. They only did what they were supposed to do. They won 2 games on their home court. They did.
But Coach J.O., now you just admitted that you think the T-Wolves. You kind of gave us the answer there.
No, I did. You know why, though? You know why?
Wait. Coach Scott, did it sound like an answer to you? It sounded like an answer to me. But go ahead, Coach J. Why didn't you just give us the answer?
Hold on, listen. Unlike Coach Scott, in a few minutes when he answered the question about the Lakers.
Don't speak for me.
He's not going to have an answer. Why he's going to continue to go with the Lakers?
I like to
he's not going to have an answer.
I'm
going to give you an answer why I'm continuing to pick the Suns, right? The Suns, they actually won the rebounding battle. So they came to play in that aspect. They brought effort. You can't win a rebounding battle without bringing forth effort. You can't. They won the rebounding battle. They did. They won the rebounding battle.
Wait a minute. Listen. Hold on. They won the rebounding battle by 1 rebound. Hey,
listen. It doesn't matter. Defense and rebounding wins championships, right?
No.
What lost the Suns? Hold on. What lost the Suns? Yeah. Pat Riley told us that. Phil Jackson, Kobe Bryant, all the greats told us that. It was the turnovers. 19-13. The Suns' offense is what's killing them. You cannot have a piss poor effort from Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal and Booker. You can't. It was the offense that was killing them.
Coach J.O., and I'm going to give it to Coach Scott this. Let me tell you why that logic, that line of whatever you just went down, the road of nowhere you just traveled, it makes no sense. Because all right, I'm looking at it right now. They won the rebounding battle by 1. I'm sorry, by two. By two. But they lost the free throw battle. They only shot 78%, while the Wolves shot 86%, and the Wolves shot 30. They shot 19. So they didn't do too well in that one. They lost if one counts, then they lost the 3-point battle, and they lost that one by 1. All right. And so when you're looking at all the things that they lost the paint, the battle of points in the paint by 8, and they lost the foul battle because they had more fouls. So, Coach Scott, would you say that in that case, because context, not only is Coach J.O. the eye test guy, he's the context guy as well, right, with numbers. And context, those numbers, and J.O., you know it, Coach J.O., you know it, those numbers, even if they won the rebound and battle by 2, with the rest of those things going on, it wouldn't matter. What'd you say?
I said offense.
I
said the offense was the issue.
Look, the reality of it is Coach J.O. he suffers from delusia. And I don't know if that's a real thing, but that's what he suffers from. He suffers from delusia. And as this show goes on, you're going to hear more delusia as we continue to progress. As we continue to progress in the show, you'll see the remnants of this chronic disease that he suffers from. Listen, he says one thing and then he backs away from the things he states from previous shows. When you look at the best player on the court, the best player scored 31-7-1. The best player for the T-Wolves scored 33-9-6. Obviously, Kevin Durant is not the best player on the court. When you look at the best 2 players, they were outscored. And like I've always stated, and like I've always continued to say, in playoff games, it's not about your stars. Your stars are going to be your stars. The Celestials will always shine the brightest in the biggest set, in the biggest star, in the biggest sky. But it's about the others. What will your others do? And you have 5 players that scored over 10 points for the T-Wolves. You only had 4 for the Phoenix Suns. That's why they lost. As we continue to progress in this show, you'll see why the theory that I have continues to be the fact, and why delusia is still a chronic disease that some suffer from in today's society.
Coach J.O., he makes a strong point. He was wrong about one thing. He said 5 players over 10 points. It was actually 6. So it even him being wrong makes him even more right. So Coach J.O.,
slow down. Before
you respond to that, I wanted you to respond. I want to also add in there, because I want this to be a part of that response, right? You did say KD, because I think me and Coach Scott together on this. We don't think KD's on LeBron's level. I'm not. I know LeBron whines, he cries, but KD's not he's not in the GOAT talks. You say he would step up to the plate, but it looked like he regressed in this game. He dropped down from 31 to 18. But go ahead, Coach Scott. Coach J.O.
Okay. We just said who was the best player then on the court?
Who was the best player
on the court?
You thought you don't think it's KD,
asking,
do you?
Who was the best player on the court yesterday?
Is this a real question, or is this
I don't know.
That's the point, right? Like, that's the point. No star showed up. Jaden McDaniel, Rudy Gobert, those were the stars of the game. Those were the stars of the game yesterday. Yes, they were.
But aren't you making Coach Scott's point?
No. I'm not making Coach Scott's point, right? Because not only, see, he's only holding Kevin Durant to that. He's not holding Anthony Edwards to that.
But
he's
you said that, You said that, Coach J.O. You said that.
Right. Just because I said that doesn't mean that you all don't believe the same thing about Anthony Edwards.
But listen,
okay?
wait. And I'm gonna back out, let you guys have it.
No.
I just want to refresh your memory. I just want to refresh your memory on this.
No, it's not, right?
Wait, hold on.
Because this was a game where no stars showed up. Both teams struggled. Both teams turned over the ball a lot.
And Coach, if that is the case, all I'm saying is your stars will always cancel themselves out. They're going to cancel themselves out. But it's about the others. What are your role players going to do? What role are they going to play? How are they going to step up if everybody that's supposed to show up cancels themselves out?
And it's not only that. Oh, sorry, Coach. I'm about to give it to you at this.
No, you good.
I want to put this out there for y'all so y'all can talk about this because Coach Scott, you remember this. I know you remember this. Coach J.O., you might pretend like you don't remember this. But in that first game, me and Coach Scott agreed that Anthony Edwards may have gotten into KD's head. And maybe KD is questioning himself. You know, the pressure is there. The media has been on him his entire career almost. And maybe the pressure's there. And what if he really is starting to say, wow, am I getting old? Can I keep up? And you said, hey, KD will definitely bounce back and he'll do this and he'll do that. Well, he didn't do it this game. He kind of fell backwards. But hey, listen, finger button. You got it.
All right. This is the thing, right? All stars, superstars aren't created equal. Now, I will admit this. KD has underestimated Steph Curry's effect on his game. He has underestimated this fact, right? Now, some would say Booker is a superstar/star or star/superstar, whatever you want to call it. Some would say Bill is a star in this league. I wouldn't, but some would say that, right? But again, all stars aren't created equal.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You take Devin Booker's 20 points away, they get blown out.
Right. So this is my point.
They get blown out.
All right, listen. This is the point that I'm making, right? Regardless of Devin Booker's points, regardless of Bill's points, it's not just about the points, right? It's not. When KD was playing with Steph allowed KD to be who KD is, right? All of KD's buckets now are tough buckets that he's getting. He's not getting easy baskets anymore. It's almost
he's like a star.
So listen to me. He got 10 eyes on him at all times. He's at the top of the key, isolating. He's at the elbow, isolating. Of course, KD can get you 30.
That's what stars are. He's a star. He didn't walk in the game like they didn't know KD was coming. He's a star. He's been a celestial ever since he left college.
It's not that simple, though. Especially when you're playing against a team.
I know when you're a star, it's never that simple.
No,
it's not that simple. It out.
It's not that simple when the Timberwolves are literally the best defensive team in the NBA. When you got one of the best shot blockers in NBA history.
You have one of the best scorers in the NBA history. In the history of the game.
Dandy, but you can't go 1 against 5. You can't do that.
So keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. That's my point about Steph Curry, who allowed KD to play in a different way. He allowed KD to thrive in a different way. Right. KD got the ball in his spots. He got the ball moving. He got the ball doing what he does. He don't have to dribble and isolate the way that he does now. He didn't have to do that then. You're right.
He did it.
But that was his choice, though, Coach.
That was his choice.
That was definitely his choice.
That was his choice.
Well, we got to move on to the next round, and go ahead and get your question out, Coach Scott, and then we're gonna move on to the next game.
This is how many seasons has KD been with Phoenix?
Good question.
Second.
Oh, okay. Next show. Next segment.
What? I don't get it.
You're gonna get it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I'll let him give it to you then. Indiana Pacers and Milwaukee Bucks. Somebody said, hey, Dame Lillard, let me see you do it again. Well, guess what? Dame came out and did it again. All right. Dame came out and he was Dame. He had first game he dropped 35, next game 34, 8 of 9 from the free throws, 6 of 13 from 3. Had 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal. But man, Pascal on the Pacers, 37 points. And here's Coach J.O. or Coach Scott, I'm gonna start with you. Here's to your point again. All right, the others. Because when you look at what everybody else did along with those 37 points, now Dame had a little help with his 34, but it wasn't as much help as, the Pacers gave to Pascal with those 37. So I got to say, again, I mean, that's a great thing. What are your others doing, Coach Scott? And the others stepped up for Indiana in this game.
Hey, man, 5 players over 10 points, 23 points off the bench. Again, the Celestials will cancel themselves out. But what are the others going to do? Again, like I stated in the previous show, it's going to be real scary for me to bet on the Bucks knowing Doc Rivers' history. And then they don't have Giannis. Now, what we're going to probably see in game 3 or game 4, Giannis is going to make an attempt to come back. And I hope he doesn't. I hope they just let things play out the way they play out, because I don't want to see Giannis hurt himself and really seriously injure himself. I want to see how Dame solidifies itself with the Bucks and kind of moves forward. I really would like to see that in the playoffs. But I hope as we continue to see these playoffs kind of unfold, that Dame will be able to kind of give his guys the belief system in him to be able to kind of edge out another game or so. But I just don't think they have enough for Indiana. From a coaching standpoint and from a young gun standpoint, hey man, Indiana looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And they got to slow the game down. They got to slow the game down.
They do. Coach J.O., you can't let a team shoot 55%. Okay. You can't give up 55%, 44% from the 3-point line, get out rebounded, give up 52 points in the paint. And Coach J.O., I give you credit, because I think it was you. Because I was saying, I think Bucks can, do something with this. I got to say when I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, again, we're only in game 2. The series is tied 1-1. But I do think Indiana showed what they could do. And they showed it in a major way. Coach J.O., what you think?
Yeah. Unlike Coach Scott, he keeps talking about the others. I'm talking about the dudes. The playoffs is about the guys, the superstars, okay? True enough, those other dudes, they do what they do every now and then. The playoffs is about the dudes. Do the dudes show up? Simple as that. True enough, Dame showed up just like he did in the first game, in the first half. And he went missing in the second half. What did he have in the first half? 26, 27 points? You ended with 34? Come on. Listen, the Bucks are missing Giannis. They're missing their guy. It's going to be difficult to win an entire playoff series without arguably the best player in the NBA. And if you don't call him the best player in the NBA, you definitely call him a top 3 player in the NBA. It's hard, okay? We have looked at Dame as this superstar, elite franchise player over the years. But let's be real. He hasn't shown that in the playoffs. He hasn't. His career, he has not done that. He has come up short in these playoffs, in the playoffs over his career. And in these second halves of both of these games, he's coming up short. He just is.
Back-to-back 30-plus games?
35 and 34. Is it not fair?
30-point games?
But listen, is it not fair to say, hold on. And I think that was more coaching first game than second game. But is that not fair to say that, let's just say he is slowing down in the second half. Is it because he's carrying so much of the pressure because of the Greek Freak's not there? I mean, it's only so much you can do. Yes or no?
But if you're that guy, you're that guy.
Here's another thing, ladies and gentlemen, that if you have this chronic disease called delusia, it's only good for certain players. Certain players, every 10 eyes are on you. If it's somebody else, it don't matter. You're that guy. You're supposed to be that guy. Here's what delusia does for you.
I didn't make that point, though. I didn't say just because you got 10 eyes on you. Because I didn't say that. I said this. I was talking about the style of play that the Suns play iso ball. That's what I was referring to with the 10 eyes on. That's what I was referring to. Unlike in Golden State, that was a different type of offense. That's all I was saying.
But
that's it.
But hold on. All I've heard thus far is we're talking about a guy who literally is 3 years removed from a team that won a championship, which, we could talk about 3 years ago, no problem. But now we're talking about Dame and historically what he did. And now we're saying that Dame is underperforming with 2 back-to-back 30-point performances. Back-to-back performances.
It's about the entire. See, this is the problem, right? And this comes from LeBron James fans, right? Because you guys, y'all like participation awards. You like to get to the front door, knock on the door, but don't walk in the house. That's what you like to do, right? That's what you want to do. You want to get to the front door, knock on it, and not walk in. You can't have 35 points in the first half and have 0 in the second half. True enough, you won the game. good in the first game. You went off in the first half yesterday with 26-27, and you ended up with 34. What did you do in the second half? In a tight game, what did you do? Your team needed you. What did you do? We needed that performance in the fourth quarter with the game tight.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
Coach JL, would you not say the others play a role in the success and in the failure of these teams progressing as the game goes on? Dame played 39 minutes yesterday. I mean, the other night, man. He played 39 minutes. He outplayed every person on his team. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do?
Win.
So when he did it in the first game, you had an issue with it.
No.
He comes back, hits another 30-plus point game, goes 39 minutes, and you still have a problem with it.
No, I didn't have a problem. My point is,
you said he underperformed. That's a problem.
No. At the end, he underperformed in the second half. My point is, he won the game, so it is what it is. But you see what happened when you underperform in the second half in another game? You're not going to always get by. You're not. You're not going to always get by like that. You're not. That's not a recipe for success.
I would agree. But here's one thing that we do know. This game is the roof gets blown off the top if Dame does not come in and solidify himself in the first half of any game in these playoffs. We know this. We can see this.
I think that's facts. I think both sides. I'm hearing both sides. I think it's facts. But without Dame, it is a blowout. Can
we lead another way other than why do we always have to lead or be dominant or take over a game with just scoring? Why can't you take over the game by defending? Why can't you take over the game with rebounding? Why can't you just put your imprint on the game by getting others involved? Why can't you
Coach J.O., but I think that's going to Coach Scott. We're going to go to the next game, but that's going to Coach Scott's point. Why not take over the game with others? Team ball. And that's what he's saying, you know. But we got to move on. Next game. The Dallas Mavericks, they bounce back. 96-93, they win by 3. Start with you, Coach J.O. Me personally, although I think Kawhi Leonard is the best player on that team, I think he disrupted the flow. What are your thoughts?
I would agree on that. He even mentioned that. He mentioned that in his post-game conference. He was just like, he was out of rhythm. He missed, the last 9 games or whatever. And I just felt like they really shouldn't have brought him back until they lost the game. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, until you lost the game. But I'm going to also say what Jason Kidd said. He said this felt like a 90s basketball game. The points was under, both teams scored under 100 points. Hey, it was a good defensive game. Now, a lot of people say I'm a Luka hater, just like they say I'm a LeBron hater. But I will say this. I actually saw Luka give some effort defensively.
He did.
That's all I ask for. Just give effort. Just care, right? And regardless of what Luka's been doing, he's been taking 26 shots a game. He took 26 shots to get 32 points. It is what it is when you win it. But that don't look good when you lose it. It doesn't.
Yeah. Coach Scott, I mean, just looking at the numbers here, man, they are 8 for 30. They shot 26%, 26.7% from 3-point range, while the Mavs shot 42. That's a no-go. But the crazy part is they won the paints in the point battle by 10. They won by 10. But Luka and Irving, 52 combined points, right? And then you have Kawhi comes back. Of course, he got to get his legs. He got to get, even those 9 games or whatever, you got to get back in rhythm. I think if they're going to bring him back, Coach Scott, tell me what you think. I think if they're going to bring him back, start him with even less time. Let him work his way in there and not just as much as he was. I mean, you got to let him get back in there like he should. What do you think? I think if they do that, they win the game.
I actually wholeheartedly agree. You got to let him get his minutes in practice. He's got to get his game legs and game win in practice. You got to build him back up, but let these guys that have created some type of chemistry create what they have And again, I personally would not have brought him back until they lost. You see Russell Westbrook's performance tremendously suffered because of it. I think that you have to be able to bring Kawhi back when you need him.
Yeah. I still have the Clippers in this series. So I don't think the Mavs have enough. And I think Kawhi next game he plays a little better, and the next game and so on. And I think, Clippers take this one up. Well, let's move to the
wire.
next.
It went down to the wire.
It did.
Yeah. 3 points, so moving on to the next segment. All righty. I'm going to start with you, Coach J.O., because I know what you say. It's going to get him going. I can see it right now. So I'm just going to ask the question. Is there ever going to come a time where we just going to tell LeBron James bro, just shut up. Just stop. You are one of the greatest players. And most people have you in the top 3. All right. Greatest players. And there are a lot of people that got you number 1 greatest player. Bro, just shut up and play ball. I remember when he had the issue. I can't remember the news lady, Fox Lane. I don't even care to remember when she said that, shut up and drill the ball. I was pissed off. I was offended by that. But with that being said, I think she said it for a different reason. My reason of saying this is you are great. I would, if you're going to talk, Coach J.O., be responsible, be accountable. I saw a clip and it was Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. They asked Jordan about the playoffs when he got eliminated. I think it was the Orlando Magic. He said, hey, they were a better team. We lost. I'm going to go out. Hope we come back and do it better next year because we want to go further. Kobe Bryant was like, I'm going to work myself to exhaustion. And, we're going to do it. And, they took accountability on themselves as leaders of the team. We see an interview with LeBron James. We ain't having the right people around us. And, they just... It's stuff like that, bro. It's like, stop whining, play ball. And it's been for 21 years almost. Coach J.O., correct me if I'm wrong. Something's up.
Oh, you're definitely not wrong. And when you got an entire fan base that doesn't hold you accountable, of course, they're going to enable your behavior, right? What do you think the LeBron James fans get it from? Okay? His fault. It's the coach's fault. It's the guy at the end of the bench's fault. It's the towel boy's fault. It's the water boy's fault.
Now it's the referee's fault.
You know what I'm saying? It's the referee's fault. It's cold outside. It's hot outside. It's always something. It's literally always something or someone else's fault. Now, like I say, it's the referees. But when you almost have 1,000 more free throw attempts than everybody in the NBA, is it the referee's fault then? Oh, okay, LeBron. Listen, that game was not on the referees. You lost a 22-point lead. That's on you, Lakers. It's on y'all. Point blank, period. Specifically, it's on you, LeBron, and it's on Anthony Davis. Point blank, period. No way around it. You blew that game. That was a choke job. That was a choke job. Okay?
That's facts.
Now, and it's true. The Nuggets are your daddy. The Nuggets are your daddy, Lakers. Sorry. There's no way around it.
They've lost the last six playoff games to the Nuggets, Coach Scott. Coach Scott, you know this. A 20-plus point lead to be blown and then to blame somebody else for that. And like I know, and I know you are, we played Little League together and you went very far in athletics, played football and was a great football player. So I know that you do not put the game in the hands of the referees. That is not what you want to do. So to have a 22-point lead and then say it was the referee's fault, why would you allow that to happen in the first place? You tell me, Coach Scott. Is he from your LeBron guy? Do you agree LeBron just need to play ball? Just stop, LeBron. Or no? Yep, he agrees with him. Never mind.
Yeah, we can agree. We can agree that you never put any game. You've never put any game in the referee's hands ever. You just can't do it because you'll end up regretting the times that you had to win. You'll regret every moment, every second, every ounce of that court or every morsel of the field that you just you lose the game, and then you look back on and say it was this. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. But let's look at the facts.
I'm waiting for this to come out now. Oh boy.
Let's look at the
brace
facts.
yourself, Coach J.O.
We can get into everything. Like I always say, I like to take a person's point that they make and just sit on their porch and just choke them out with it. But I'm not going to do it. I mean, it's clear that AD and LeBron have just outperformed Jay Murray and Joker the last two games. But here's where I feel the Lakers lost the game. Here's where I feel they did. You clearly, as a coach, at what point do you call a reasonable timeout to set up a defensive transition to let your guys, one, catch a breather and come out of the timeout and say, based on what we know, these are the plays that they run. And here's how we're going to defend it. AD having length on Jay Murray at the end of the game after he had transitionally got a couple of buckets and got his mojo going, his mid-range game was literally cooking at that point. And you don't call a transition timeout to get your guys set with what's going to happen to them. That was
Coach Scott.
It was baffling to me.
Coach Scott.
It was baffling to me. Yes.
So are you telling me it was a head coach's fault why they lost?
No, Jay Murray, again, Jay Murray, this is how I would have coached the situation. This is how I would have coached the situation. But, I mean, the guy hit a great shot. They should have won the game, but he hit a great shot. And 20 points in the NBA, let's be honest and let's be real. 20 points in the NBA nowadays is nothing. It's nothing.
Why? Because they don't play defense?
Nothing. Say that again?
Because they don't play defense?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's so much freedom of
That's fair.
It's so much
That's
freedom.
fair.
It's so much freedom of movement. It's so much freedom of movement. 20 points is nothing nowadays. I mean, we've seen that countless times in this year. I mean, we've seen it countless times this year before the playoffs. So to say 20 points is like this unfathomable feat to overcome is kind of like,
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I can hear you on that, Coach Scott. It's no defense, I get it, but to blow a 20-point lead, that is major. You know what I mean? And you know, you also
to
have
blow a 20-point lead at someone else's home. It's not that unfathomable though.
I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen because we've seen 20-point leads disappear before. But when you are a professional, we had this conversation. Now all of us agree. If I'm paying you $1,000 to get a job done and you don't do that job, you know what I mean? You as a businessman know that, hey, give me a refund, a discount, or get the job done for what I'm paying you to get the job done for. They're getting paid millions. So to lose a 20-point lead in the playoffs, in the intensity of the playoffs is, no, you can't do that. And then on top of that, now what you didn't do though, I asked you a very specific question. Does LeBron need to just shut the hell up and stop all the whining and complaining and just be a great player? Like, he is all-time great. I'm not taking it from him. But this extra stuff, man, this extra is crazy.
No. LeBron James will do what the hell he want to do because he's deserved. He's earned the right to say what he wants to say.
No, he hasn't. No,
he's earned the right to say what he wants to say. Look, at the end of the day, here's the deal. He did and AD have done what they needed to do to win basketball games.
Wait, Russell gave him 23 and 6. He didn't help them out to win that basketball game. He had 23 and 6.
You talking about D'Lo?
Yeah,
D'Lo played a great game.
But why didn't we just eliminate D'Lo from the conversation though? Why was he not a part of that? Well, AD, because LeBron, and D'Lo.
Because he was absent. He was absent in game one, just like Austin Reeves was absent game one and game two. But when you look at game two and game one, you have multiple 4+ players. Again, in double digits that outscore the Lakers. The others.
Okay.
Again.
All right.
Is that not fact?
Wait, hold on. Watch this. Coach JL, did he not mention? No, and it's not. Did he not mention?
It's not a fact.
He was talking about game 3, and I said D'Lo had 23 and 6. Then you brought in game 1.
23 and 6, yes.
Right, but we were talking about game 3 specifically, and then you brought in game 1 to help make your point. You added to it. But we weren't initially talking about that. I'm sorry, game two. But yeah, like this is what happens though. I think people are starting to see, especially LeBron fans are seeing that they can't eliminate AD because AD is the best player on the team. So now they can't just say LeBron won. They have to add AD in there. But what they're continuing to do is eliminate the other players though, to still try and make LeBron as valid as possible. And I'm gonna get this Coach Ayo. I want your opinion on this. There's a clip, and we were talking about it. I got to find this clip because I saw it, and it's one of the games. I can't remember what game this was, honestly, and I got to find this clip. But Reeves brings the ball up court, passes LeBron in the corner. LeBron's in the corner. He has the ball, passes back to Reeves. Reeves drives. 2 defenders come down on him. Reeves turns around, drive back to the top, throws it over the defenders to the wide open shot, 3-point shot. And the commentator says, and that's the greatness of LeBron. LeBron hasn't had the ball in his hand in more than 10 seconds. Like, he didn't do anything on that play. But that's what this is manufactured. This is not. Wait. I didn't do this.
This is bad.
I didn't do this.
This is bad.
Listen, wait.
This
Coach
is
Scott.
terrible. This is
Coach Scott. Coach Scott. I that's why I'm going to put the clip up. So, because this is what Coach J.O., this is what they do when we show what. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the clips up of LeBron fans. Because even some of them are starting to come to the reality, like, hey, you know what? Maybe. So when I start putting those up, and you can see that I didn't say it, he didn't say it, you can't say it's bad because even they're saying it. Because I'm gonna give you the mic. I know we narrowing it in, and we got another one we want to talk about before we get out of here. But I don't know, man. It's like, you know, what's bad? I don't get it.
This is bad.
Think about this too, about
you want me.
Well, hold on, Coach Scott. Hold on, Coach Scott. Hold on, let Coach J.O. get in here, man. Because I already know when it comes to LeBron. And we're gonna give it back to you. I'm gonna give you the last word.
This guy suffers from a disease. I'm tired of beating up on the chronically ill. I'm tired of beating up on the chronically ill.
You know what he also did about it? He forgot to mention the second most important player of that game. That happened directly before the most important player of that game. LeBron James, ball in his hands, top of the key. He did a very, very poor job of imitating Michael Jordan. Very poor job. Okay? Wide open. Wide open. No one 10 feet of him. Okay? Unlike Michael Jordan, did not make the shot.
This is how I know you are truly a hater.
Slow down.
This is how I know you truly a hater.
No,
this is how I know that you are truly, truly a LeBron James hater.
Again, should he have made that shot? Yes or no?
Michael Jordan, and I knew this was going to come up. I literally knew this was going to come up. You have no damn clue if Michael Jordan would have made that shot or not. I knew this was going to come up. Okay. You are, bro. You need to get help.
You know what I do know? You know what I do know? You know what I do know?
You need to get help.
I know who didn't make it. I know who didn't make it. I know who didn't make it.
I know who didn't. I know who didn't make it too.
I know who didn't make it. Okay.
I know someone
who had the opportunity to make it.
Says,
and the game was on the line.
The best players, you are what your best players are. And in game one, and in game 2, the best players outplayed the other team's best players, and the others have outplayed the Lakers' others. Hands down.
No, they did not.
Coach Scott,
when it counted the most.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Do you have cable TV?
Hold on. Let me get in here. Hold on. Let me get in. Because I want to ask both of you, because both of you guys are coaches. You both are coaches, right? And you guys know the game. You've been around the game for a long time. And so I have to ask you guys this. When LeBron shot that 3-pointer, was the score tied? Yes. 99-99. We're like 15 seconds on the clock. Coach Scott.
17.
Now we talk 17. Okay. So we talk about the greatness of LeBron James. Yes, we know that's there, but we talk about the IQ of LeBron James as well. Would you think that is a high IQ play that a great player of LeBron James's caliber should be taking? Would you have took that shot? Do you think it was wise of LeBron James to take that shot? 3-pointer, 17 seconds, you're tied. Take a closer shot, drive. I'm asking you in your opinion. You.
Okay. Well, I understand why he took that shot. I understand why he took the shot. And the reason he took that shot is because prior to that, he just hit the same shot. He just hit the same shot. He had just hit it. He just hit
what I'm asking you,
what he was doing was trying to put the game out of reach within transition. So that's what he was trying to do. So yes, that was for him on the road. That was a high IQ play. Yes. And any coach will tell you, you go for the win on someone else's court. You go for the tie at home. And that's what he did. Any coach will tell you that, except for Coach J.O.
No,
Coach
I know not a few coaches that won't say that. Hold on. Slow your roll. Coach J.O., I want to reiterate the question. He's at the top of the key. It's 99.99 with he has outside the 3-point line. 15. I'm sorry, Coach Scott. 17 seconds on the clock. He could have taken a closer shot, drove the ball, maybe got a foul, and 1 3-point play. He decided to take a 3 that he missed. Do you agree or disagree that that was a high IQ play?
I disagree. Right? Again, I just told you he did a poor job of imitating Michael Jordan. That was his moment, and he wanted it. He wanted that moment. And if he would have hit that shot, that would have been an iconic moment. It really would have. But he didn't. Again, as I've always said, the underachieving is at an all-time high level when it comes to LeBron. And he did at that moment. Okay? He just did. And not only that, Coach Scott, don't leave out of this. The same thing that LeBron James did in the 2018 NBA Finals in Game 3, and he allowed J.R. Smith to guard Kevin Durant on a weak pick. He did the same thing with Jamal Murray. No, the guy barely touched LeBron.
This was a
You have to take that challenge. The guy didn't even screen LeBron.
Wait, Coach J.O. But Coach J.O., it wasn't even a pick. And he barely touched him, and he was gone. And the ball was still right. They could have easily switched. He was gone. That was not even a pick. Do you disagree, Coach Scott? That was not a pick.
Wow.
You take that challenge, man. You have to take that challenge, man. Take that challenge and guard Murray.
It's LeBron's fault, guys.
No, so here's the thing.
This is crazy. You do everything possible to put your team in a position to win. They literally outscore Murray and Joker 59, 20, and 13.
What about in the fourth quarter? What about when it counts the most?
They outscored them 58, 19, and 14
How many points did Anthony Davis score in the last 19 minutes?
15.
How many points did Anthony Davis score in the last 19 minutes of the game?
In a row, and then it's his fault.
How many points did Anthony Davis score in the last 19 minutes of the game?
Now, listen, man. Listen. These guys played good enough to win, but they did not get the cigar.
I disagree with that.
Second half.
Hats off to Jay Murray.
No.
Great job for hitting the game.
48 minutes in the game. So you have to play the entire 48 minutes.
Hats off for hitting the game winning shot, Jay Murray. Hey, AD, LeBron, they did everything they could to win the game. No,
Jay Murray cannot hit that shot if you don't first lose a 22-point lead. There's no shot. So he could have hit the last shot all he wanted to. It would not have counted. Also, if LeBron would have hit that shot, we wouldn't have heard the Lakers one from the fans. We would have heard LeBron beat Denver. Hold on. I'll let you talk. Hold on. I do know that. Let me tell you how I know that.
Terrible.
No. Let me finish. Hold on.
Now you're painting the narrative.
Pump your brakes. Hold on. Now, here's the reason why I do know that for a fact. Because we've heard it for 20 years. It's not like we haven't heard it. And Coach Scott, stop it. You know good and well we heard that, but let me ask you a question then. Then we're going to go to the next segment. Let me ask you this question, Coach Scott. Listen. Do we often hear, hey, the Cleveland Cavaliers won, or LeBron is this, or LeBron has 10 championships? What do we hear?
LeBron James is one of the greatest players.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that, Coach Scott. I didn't ask you that.
Time.
What do we hear?
Like David Ruffin.
What do we hear?
You're going to name the best player.
Oh, man. Hey, producer, take us to the next segment. We got to go to the next segment. All right, so listen, next segment. The voting polls are out. Okay, the voting polls are out. Oh, my God. Where's the clip? I got to go jump. The voting polls are out, right? It's narrowing. It's really getting narrow around here. As a matter of fact, I really want to get the numbers. Michael Jordan, he gets 49% of the vote. LeBron James, 43% of the vote. All right. Before it was Jordan 58%. And before it was even bigger than that. Coach Scott, I'm going to start with you because you're the guy who's going to, you and some other special Facebook guys that me and Coach J.O. know. You guys have never seen anything wrong. Do you think Michael Jordan's time is running out as the GOAT and it will soon be LeBron James based on these numbers?
What I feel like is people are starting to understand exactly what we're talking about when people say the GOAT. Yes, Michael Jordan transcended the game of basketball. He created what we know as modern day basketball. He took it to a level that what we see now is just the blueprint of what this guy created from Wilt and Magic and Larry and all the other greats that came before him, Lou Alcindor and Dr. J. He was able to do things with a basketball that most people could only dream of from an offensive and defensive standpoint. But when people are now starting to narrow down, like, what are you talking about when you call people to GOAT? Or what are you honestly saying when you're saying the GOAT? The conversation is getting more refined and individuals are starting to say, oh, no, that's LeBron James. If you're talking about this, and this, the game is being a little bit more refined and the conversation is being more scaled into what are you talking about? And when you're talking about, for me, like I always say, a 1A, yeah, he's the blueprint. But a 1B, the best athlete to ever touch a basketball is going to be LeBron James for me, period. It's not even close. It's not even close. The man is top 5 in damn near every category, statistically top 10 for sure, in every statistical category that you want to name as far as basketball goes. And it's not just based off of longevity. It's based off the kid could just play basketball. And we got to stop saying that it's just all based on longevity. Give the guy his flowers while he's still able to play, because when he walks away from the game, I'm telling you, we ain't going to see this for another 25, 30 years. We just not.
I don't know, man. Joker's there now. Listen, I was wrong about those numbers. 45% now. 45% Jordan, 42% LeBron, 9% Kobe. Now, Coach J.O., same thing to you. Do you think the numbers are narrowing? Jordan's time is narrowing because the numbers have, kind of dwindled down, that now LeBron James is closer based on the votes of current NBA players as him being the GOAT. He's closer to being the GOAT, at least according to those players. What are your thoughts on it? Jordan time's running out?
No, Jordan time will never run out. Right? Jordan is a brand. Jordan is an empire, right? When you have 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds literally wearing your shoes, got an entire outfit on, Michael Jordan, and they don't even know that you play basketball, right? You're never going to die. Your name is going to always live. Okay.
Let me say something real quick to what you just said, because I want you to respond to this as well, because there are going to be a lot of people who say, yeah, that's the only thing y'all got is 6 rings and then shoes. That's all y'all talk about. And so I wanted you to talk to that point, too, because that's actually a concern that people have when it comes down to this conversation. 6 rings and shoes, you have nothing outside of that.
Let's just say he only had 6 rings and shoes. So what? That's a lot, right? He must be doing great with that. You understand? Think about this. If you walk into a shoe store, a tennis shoe store, the very first pair of shoes that any person would want, well, majority of people would want, children and all, or Jordans. It's just what it is when it comes to tennis shoes. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. They're going to pick Jordans. He will never die out. And the thing about this is what I tell LeBron James fans. You guys do him a disservice, right? You do him a disservice. Stop with the narratives. Stop with the hyperbolic statements and just allow him to be great without trying to create it. Then people would appreciate it. But you guys want to superimpose all of your opinions. You want to superimpose all of these hyperbolic statements into the minds of the people to make them believe something that's not true. Allow him to be who he is. He's LeBron James, okay? He's not the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball. He's not. I'm sorry. He's not. Just leave it at that. Because the more time goes on, people are going to literally break down his career and understand that they've been duped by people like you, Coach Scott. You've been duped.
That's a good
I got 3 questions
point that he's saying. That is a really good point. When time goes on, that it's going to be. Hold on, let me finish my statement. That is a great point he just made, because when time goes on, people are going to look back at this. I want to say this, and I'm going to let you guys. We're going to finish up with you guys and your thoughts on it. I look at it this way, and here's what people are not looking at, and you both have agreed: context and everything, right? All right, let's look at the context of what we're talking about right now. We're talking about current NBA players voting on who's the GOAT. Current NBA players who probably weren't alive when Jordan was playing or was just being born. So, and never, it's facts. It's facts. It's like, this you can't even refute it. It's actually factual. Players who were probably not born or probably kids, very small kids at the very least, when Jordan was playing ball. With that being said, most of these players, other than highlights, have never seen Michael Jordan play ball. Still, with the fact that he holds a 3% lead over the current, quote unquote, what people call GOAT, is horrible for him. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Jordan's been retired 25, going to be 30 years soon. LeBron James has been playing for 21 years. LeBron James should have at least a 20% edge in this vote. He should be up. If you haven't closed this gap in 21 years, when are you going to close it? This sweep or the next one? So we have to keep that in mind. Who's doing the voting? Now, if you do like the other polls show, just an overall vote, not just the NBA players, because when you put an NBA vote on it today, there's an age restriction. There's a ending and a beginning there. And these players in this portion voted. Not everybody, not all the fans, not former players, because when we do those polls, they are much different. I think that's the context that's missing. You're asking players who probably never seen Michael Jordan play ball before, is he better than LeBron James? And they watch LeBron James every single day, and he still wins the vote. That's bad. But you got it, Coach Scott. I'm just trying to put some context to it.
Here's the context. If you want context, here's the context.
Our very good context. Go ahead.
No player that is currently playing or competing against a player that's actively still playing should ever vote against or vote with a player against them. That's loosening. So that, to me, that if I'm currently playing against LeBron James can't get my vote. He can't get my GOAT vote.
That's not the way it works, though.
No, if I got a vote, that's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it works.
But plenty of people voted for LeBron and Jordan when they played against them.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Within this voting system, here's the questions that I have just clear across the board for Coach J.O. because I think we'll go tomato on this one. Coach J.O., obviously LeBron James is not your GOAT. Where does he rank in your system of great players?
Like 7 or 8.
7 or 8, no problem. Another question. Should Joel Embiid shut the hell up and play basketball?
In reference to what?
The statements he said against the referees in the last game. Should he shut the hell up and play basketball?
Yeah.
He should?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Last question for you. Being that LeBron James ranks 7 among the players that you have, how many of the players you have actively are currently playing basketball right now?
None of them.
None are actively playing.
No.
Okay, perfect. This is the point where I was actually trying to prove where you can't, to me, you can't actively see the greatness of LeBron James. These players that are voting on Michael Jordan that were younger, or their dads were professionals and they got a chance to hear about MJ, all you see on YouTube, all you get to see on TV are the greatest highlights, the greatest moments that the Bulls had, the greatest moments that Michael had. You never get a chance to see the failures. You never get a chance to see his missed shots. You never get a chance to see these games. All you get a chance to see is the success, the shoes, and those things. That's it. But let's really look at his career in the totality. Let's look at him as a GM. Let's look at the totality of the things that Michael Jordan is rated off of to make him our quote unquote.
What are those
GOAT.
things? A GM that doesn't qualify. That's same thing. I said the same thing.
But shoes don't qualify you.
But listen, I
shoes
said that
don't
though.
Qualify you.
But Coach Scott, I said that. I said shoes don't qualify. And
but my counterpart.
That's initially what I brought in.
No, I didn't say.
No.
I said
here's the thing, though. I want you guys to keep it strictly on the basketball court. Strictly on the basketball court. I don't think shoes qualify because, like I said, I hear people say that you got 6 rings in shoes. So I agree with what you're saying. But him being a bad GM or a baseball player, that has nothing to do with it either. So my question is, you're saying that, well, when you're actively playing, people can only see this. You do realize that there were coaches and players while Jordan was playing, his opponent saying he's the greatest player ever, right? And it was before he won 6 rings. So it ain't just 6 rings. They said this. I still remember Coach Bobby Knight was stating, this man is the greatest player ever. And he greatest NBA player or professional player. He ain't even made it to the NBA yet. Like this, it was something different.
And when LeBron James was in high school, there were coaches in the professional ranks that said, this is going to be the greatest player to ever touch a basketball.
Going to be and is are two totally
Magic
different
Johnson
things.
And Larry Bird. So
to be and is are two different things.
These are things where they're comparable.
Did they say he was going to be the greatest player ever? Because I never heard that statement.
Well, what all you need to do is go and look up the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson documentary that they did together, and you'll hear them actually asked about LeBron James and Larry Legend and Magic Johnson give their take on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go check that out. But here's the point I want you guys to remember. When Coach J.O. said about being manufactured and these things being created, I want to give an example of that, right? We always hear about LeBron James beat the greatest team of all time in the 2016 Golden State Warriors, right? I say that wasn't the greatest team of all time. Let me give you a logical reason why I say no. Yes, they have the greatest regular season record, but the playoffs, they did not win a championship. And not only did they not win a championship, they were down 3-1 to, I believe it was the Sacramento Kings, right? And not only that, they lost a 3-1 lead to the Cavs in the finals. Not only that, they lost as many games in the playoffs as they did the entire regular season. They did not complete it. I don't think that was the best team ever. Now, but since we're talking about that team, and this is one of the reasons that makes LeBron the GOAT, because he did this, and he himself said, this is when I did it. I felt like I was a GOAT after that, right? That's what he said, right? If we compare the 93 Suns that Michael Jordan beat, they beat pretty easily, to the 2016 Golden State Warriors. Watch this. Charles Barkley he averaged 27, 13, and 6 in that series. Steph Curry averaged 23, 5, and 4. Kevin Johnson, 17, 3 and 7. Klay Thomas averaged 23 and 2. Marley, Dunder Fan Marley, 17, 8 and 4. Draymond, 17, 10 and 6. Dumas, 16, 4 and 2. Barnes, 9, 4 and 1. Danny Ainge, 9, 3 and 3. And Iguodala, 9, 6 and 4. The Suns had 3 All-Star players. Four of them averaged over 10 points per game, right? Four of the 5 starters averaged over 10 points per game. And 3 of them out of the 5 were All-Stars. This team was equally as good, if not better, statistically and player-wise, as that 2016, the numbers ain't gonna lie. Statistically, I said, you can't say no, it's written, it's there. Statistically, they are equally and better than the 2016 Golden State Warriors. Now, you can argue the Warriors are a better team, but what I'm just really trying to show is this. You can't say Jordan didn't play anybody. Because you could say, well, this team had 10 All-Stars and this team had 1. But the team with 1 All-Stars, if they perform just as well as the team with 10 All-Stars, it don't matter what you label me. It matter how I play when I'm on the court. I'm going to give Coach J.O. the word, and Coach Scott, I'm going to give you the last word, and then we're going to get up out of it. Coach J.O., you can weigh in.
Hey, at the end of the day, Michael Jordan has put his has put his stamp on the game of basketball. Simple as that, point blank, period. There's no way around that. There's no way around it. Okay. And trying to dethrone Michael Jordan isn't the route to go for any player. For any player. Okay. It doesn't do that player justice to try to do that. Maybe there may be a player, because Jokic, that the trajectory that he's going on, he has a chance to have more MVPs or just as many MVPs as a Michael Jordan, and championships, who knows? Those are going to be hard to get. But the MVPs, he definitely has a chance to get more MVPs than Michael Jordan, because he will have his third this year. He will have his third this year. Okay? So all I'm saying, not only for LeBron James, but any player that's trying to dethrone Michael Jordan and get your fan base to talk crap about Michael Jordan, to put you up there instead of you just actually proving it, is not the way to go.
I kind of agree with that. And again, I think if LeBron, a few things different in his career, I say he'd be greatest all time, because I don't think anybody could actually stop him. If his mind's to it, that guy, he can't be stopped. But did he actually do it? I don't think so. Coach Scott, give you last word on the topic.
Hey, man, I think that when you have a chance to be the greatest, when you have a chance to be the best, you have to not be afraid to be great. And if that means dethroning whoever sits on the throne, you have to do what you do. And you take your experience, you take your skill, and you go for it. And at the end of the day, wherever you fall, hopefully you fall somewhere close to where your goals are, or you get the goal that you're trying to get to. But don't ever let a person tell you where you can't go, or don't ever let a person tell you what you can't obtain, because a person is currently sitting there.
No. When you're manufacturing that and you're trying to dethrone someone by actually not putting in the work, but through narratives, that's the issue. You can't dethrone anyone through narratives. You actually got to do the work. You can't dethrone anyone by trying to diminish the next person that you're trying to dethrone.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't do it.
That's true. But I did say I was getting Coach Scott last word, so I'm going back to Coach Scott again.
Yeah. So I agree. When you talk about building your brand, you just have to build it. That's all. That's brick by brick, practice by practice, solo time. That's how you build it. You never build your platform by diminishing another man's platform. I've never heard LeBron James say what Michael Jordan had not accomplished. I hadn't heard him say what Michael Jordan's greatness was not. What I'm hearing Michael Jordan fans always say is what LeBron James' career has not been, what he can't do, what he has not done. When the man has a walking embodiment of excellence for a career, 21 years of it. And that to me is kind of like,
Yeah.
They're doing
kinda,
what you're saying you shouldn't do.
You kind of just compare apples and oranges. You said LeBron James never diminished Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan fans, LeBron. It should be Jordan. LeBron never diminished Jordan. Jordan never diminished LeBron. The fans gonna say all type of stuff. Can't blame Jordan for what the fans say. Just like we can't really, well, we can kind of blame. Anyway, let's get ready to get up out of here. Listen, make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button. You know what? Hey, listen, I haven't been a Miami Dolphin fan for a long time, but I would love to see. I want to see them get the Super Bowl coming up here soon. It's been a drought, forever drought. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
At least two.
I think they might do it this year, though. I think they might. But listen, we're on all social media. We're on Spotify. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you follow us and hit that bell so whenever we go live, whenever we drop a video, you guys are notified and you can check in with us. With that being said, we will catch you guys next time. Welcome to The GOAT Debate, the premier online sports debate show where engaging discussions and thrilling debates unfold as we determine who is the greatest of all time in every sport. I am your host, Abaya Israel, joined by my two co-hosts, Coach Scott and Coach J.O. Tune into our YouTube and Facebook channels to catch our reactions and coverage of the biggest games and the latest news. Don't miss out on your chance to participate in the action. Join us every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for The GOAT Debate, where you, the viewer, can call in and share your thoughts on who deserves the title of the GOAT. Be sure to mark your calendars. Every Monday, we upload 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and we go live every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to subscribe, call in, and participate. Come and be a part of the conversation.